everybody. Well, that was an interesting night last night. I did go to sleep about 4, but I still decided to sleep in late anyway. Then because it was cold, dark, and miserable. I wasn't miserable, but I mean the weather is kind of bleh. So we played some Elder Scrolls Online last night. Some people asked me, said, "How could you see anything? It was dark." Oh yeah, I know that. It was dark. And I've had plenty of times of squinting in the dark in my life, in real life too. So, so let's get the show ready. You're looking forward to getting things done today. One of the things that Nicole, a woman that talks about food stamps programs and stuff, mentions in some counties and some states, there are actually programs to encourage people to buy and refurbish old homes for those who are on disability. Now, the county this house is in is called Sullivan County, New York. So, theoretically speaking, they may have a program for seniors. It's funny, I'm not 65 yet, and they already call me a senior. And it really does make me feel old, to be honest with you, because I don't really feel like a senior. So, yes, you can get into these programs and get a house, usually, especially distressed property, with some things such as possibly a tax break for a period of time to other features. And the counties will do that as a way to encourage new people to move in to the county. Of course, Stan wants to get the title of the property, or at least do a title search, which is an important first step. All right, so what when you say us, you mean me and you and her, or just me and you, or just you and her? So I guess I won't know until after he's done with the shower. Okay. So how does that work? Stan. I'm actually pretty interested to see what this looks like. So me and ChatGPT went through talked about a lot of different ideas for the property ourselves. We haven't really did much else But the ChatGPT did agree with me and looking through the counties to see if they have a program for seniors who want to buy houses. So if there is, might be eligible for them to get the housing tax free for a period of time, for example, to and stand as a senior as well. So therefore, that means, especially if it's a joint project, as it would be, or rent to own, that he and I could be well, I agree, but it's not going to be. There's a couple things I need to go up and check with my cell phone because unfortunately Stan has a different cell phone provider than me. Is we need to know if T-Mobile has service out there. Now, looking at the T-Mobile coverage map, there's a part of that city that does, and there's a part of the city that does not. Okay. So we have to find out which one we got. Are we on the side that does, or are we on the part that does not? What are you doing, Jasmine? So I'm going to be bringing my phone with me, obviously, because I'm going to be doing some video. But if I can run speed test on it and I can get in, if I can get a cell signal, that's going to tell me a lot about if this thing will work at all. Now, yeah. There's a lot of reasons to try to check it out. ChatGPT said to me, well, it said give me some advanced for diagnostics. I said to ChatGPT, I believe in the keep it simple philosophy for normal things. It's just, let's see if I can get a cell tower access first. And if I can, then run a speed test net and see what kind of speeds I can get. Oh, sorry, you're still homeless. Seems that the state of California doesn't seem to want you guys to build. I actually heard about that. The insurance companies don't want people to build. Kind of stupid. To Long Eddie, New York. Yeah. The name Eddie indicates that it's probably on a beach. Yeah, it's kind of on the beach. Well, I'm not seeing beaches. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, so I'll have to figure that out. So, let's talk about what I want to do. Okay, might as well, right? Let's talk about that. What does Michelle want to do? Assuming the property is suitable. How you do the real, the deal for real. Okay. Well, first of all, we gotta see if it's structurally okay. That's gonna be key. Because obviously, if the building has got really, really damaged because of being exposed to elements, that's gonna be a real problem. Okay? Hi, Mojo. How you doing? So, okay, so let's assume that structurally the building's okay, other than the roof has to be redone. Then, once the roof is done, they're gonna decide what kind of heating system we want. Now, I'm choosing that I would like to stick with wood heat, or maybe even with a backup of propane, so that way we have a heating system that will be off grid. Alright, and the reason is that I don't want to have to deal with the electric company or the electric heat. Given the amount of MCBs in the consumer unit, indicates to me that this building has more than likely electric heat, which is kind of expensive and sucks, alright? But at the same time, you can install those nice little mini splits, or even those through the wall heaters you find sometimes in hotel rooms are also air conditioners. No, I probably would have someone else do it unless I can get access to a log splitter. But no, there's no asbestos. Although that's a good question, Jasmine. 1970, when that building was built, asbestos was not necessarily out the menu. But what is also common in the 1970s is a lot of those said buildings were also not insulated. So throwing electric heat on top of an unheated building is like throwing your money away. Okay. All right. So let's assume let's just do what we said. All right. If they have central heat, if they have electric resistance heaters, replace those with those through wall HV or those what they call heating air conditioner heat pumps. The heat pumps. Alright? Or a mini split, which could also serve as a heat pump. Hot water heater could be tankless propane, which means that it only turns on when you need hot water. Otherwise it stays off. Right? Because I like my big cast iron tub, I'd have to find a tub just like that for the bathroom. Which would not use a flush toilet, but rather would use a composting toilet. The reason is number one, you're not going to have to worry about having a septic tank for black water if you got a composting toilet. Okay? Rather, once it's composted and dry, you can just bury it outside. We don't. I'm just saying is since there's no central heating, they wouldn't be using it. They would not be using it as insulation for own pipes, which was commonly used back up in my mid 60s. Okay, the tiles in the ceiling don't appear to be popcorn ceiling. I know asbestos can be lethal. I worked with it, unfortunately, many years ago. So I don't know if he doesn't even have the title yet. That's what we gotta find next is do a title search. Yeah. Yeah, well, lead paint is a real issue. That fascia board probably has lead paint on it. Yeah. How come it's like doing? So the point is that we're gonna be looking into this stuff, and I mean, I spent a lot of time last night talking to ChatGPT on this, and I don't really know how much I'm going to bring up here because there's always, just like Wile E. Coyote said, even the best laid plans go foul. There always is something that could come up and bite you in the other region when you're not expecting it, you know? Oh, Noodles, I contacted that guy you suggested. He didn't get back to me yet. I mentioned your name to him so he knows who you were and who I am. Hi Mojo, Comedy Flu, David S, Hammer and Nails, yeah. Stan CT was just here. He said that we were up late. He said he's just going in the shower now to get into Long Eddy, New York. And I asked him, who are we? You and Green Thing? You, me and Green Thing, or me and you? Because I was not really up late, but, I remember how you doing. 27 submits 10 seconds. 5 likes. Hey, put some more likes in the like chart, guys. Yeah, it would help. I don't know. I never thought about that. All I know is they're brown and they flush them down. That's all I usually think about. I don't usually go into detail about looking at turds like other than what they are. It's packages waste that go have to be processed. Well, you can't clog a composting toilet with a turd. That's true. That's the lubricant that helps to get him out. Yeah. Three-day weekend. I don't know where you are, but I don't. Oh, Memorial Day is coming up, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to fight for that because I believe that it's the better way to go. No water waste. It makes it a lot easier. I put it oh, reminds me. If you go to which site is it? Astro. I want to make sure I got this right websites. I have several websites on it. I checked this on prices. You can make CDs and cassettes dirt cheap. Like for under $3 each. Now the CDs are cheaper than cassettes, but actually cassettes are cheaper than CDs. But so you can have an awesome cassette or CD album made from a couple of different companies. Okay? These two companies will also make vinyl albums as well. They're cheaper than Kanaki. Kanaki is not the cheapest game in town. But Kanaki makes them like Teespring does for t-shirts. They make them at the time you need them, which is great. But the problem is that also means that if you want to get volume discounts, you ain't gonna get no volume discounts. Okay? So if you already committed, say, to make 50 cassettes, for example, you can make 50 cassettes inexpensively. Okay, Tiger Kitty wants to come up now. Hold on, let me get on over that screen. Hit one. Good morning. How you doing? Hello. There you go.
Hi, that's made a funny noise.
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Good. Is that marijuana out your system now? The old Mary Jane worn off.
No, I don't have any left in my system. It's gone. So thank God.
Comedy, you didn't walk off with Michelle's Mary Jane gummies, did you? She can't find them. Anybody know what happened to Michelle's gummies?
Oh, yeah. You talking about in Sims 4? Yeah, well, I can give you a couple good reasons why a composting toilet makes sense. Number one, we have no idea what the septic system is like there, if it's even usable, given the fact that it's right underwater.
You still got to empty a composting toilet, haven't you?
It's no worse than emptying a cat box. That's true.
It
really is.
I imagine a human makes a lot more waste than a cat. And I would imagine you got to empty it.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, I mean, it's the same process. You slide out the tray, and then you can just bury it in the backyard, or you can put it in your ornamental flower bed if you wanted to have one, because it'll still help your plants grow.
I can see you with a spade, Michelle. You can't even dig a hole. How are you going to be burying all this stuff and carrying composting toilets and stuff like that?
I don't have to carry the composting toilet. It stays in place. It has a tray that slides out just like a litter box. That's where the poop is in. Then it's dried out, and then you just take that and you bury that.
Michelle, we're not getting any younger. Do you think you should be living
I know that.
in camping environments at your age with your disabilities?
Let's put it this way. Michelle's the kind of person that says, I'm going to do it anyway, but she already knows all about that. Trust me. Nobody knows about this. It's not impossible for me.
You know, you're that stubborn. I want you to do it. It's kind of a horrible part of me wants you
Also,
to
we need to remember two things, Tiger Kitty. We have no idea anything about where the septic system is, if it's even any good.
If it even has one. Oh, Stan, why did you have to start her off on this? Because
yeah,
the chances of you moving there are very slim, Michelle. Okay, very slim.
Yeah.
And yeah, to go somewhere with a composting toilet and all that, fun for a week. If you're going on like a little vacation to a little hut somewhere, yeah, fun for a week. But that soon all becomes very tedious.
Actually, I wouldn't really worry about the smell because some of the models actually have provisions for that. The deal with venting them to the outside. It's just important anyway.
All right, this is what would worry me. I don't think, well, I guess if he properly insulates it, how are you going to heat yourself in the winter?
It would be in a regular bathroom. The bathroom itself would have heat.
So the whole house, you plan on heating the whole house? How?
Well, we could have a wood stove for one thing, or a propane heating system for another.
Who's cutting up the wood for the wood stove? How you getting the wood?
The wood is available outside. Yeah.
Right. Somebody has to chop that from a tree to make it fit
I
into
know
your stove.
that.
That's not an easy job, Michelle.
No, it's not an easy job. But you could also hire someone to do it for you. They also will deliver wood to your door.
Right. Now you've got another problem. You've got to clean out that fireplace. Are you going to be cleaning out your stove? Not the job.
Yeah, I know. A wood fire. Unfortunately, that's a part of the having burning wood, and also making sure to occasionally get the chimney swept and we need to check for creosote buildup. All right, Chris, hold on, man. I gotta get over my creosote.
I got him. Okay. I got him, Michelle. Oh, it's a bit harsh this morning.
Good morning, Tiger Kitty and Michelle.
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Michelle and Tiger, you know, she don't need a composting toilet. All she needs is a 5-gallon bucket. Drop a garbage sack on in there.
Yeah, and then throw in the sawdust. I know that.
To keep the smoke building up.
That's what what was it? Jane and Stacy are doing in their living off grid. That's what they use as a bucket. And it's got a nice seat, so it doesn't
get kitty litter in it, and you're good to go.
Michelle, as we get older, we got to sit back a bit more and get things that are more easy in life, not harder in life.
Well, unfortunately, the problem is my life has been easy the whole time, as Noodles would tell you, and so would Stan. So now it's time to get things a little hard.
I can't believe you're even excited and. All right.
Now, Michelle, I do have to tell you, I have known elderly people in Alaska that had composting toilets. And during the winter times when it got so cold, snowy, and miserable on out, they opted not to empty it.
There you go.
It would build on up, and it was bad. So, you know, I mean, Michelle, seriously, yes, composting toilets are not the ones that you buy, but because there's so many things that can go wrong with them. If you do your own composting toilet,
all right, tell me if ones come up. All right, go ahead.
A lot of work.
Yeah, and I'm not being rude, Michelle, but at our stage in life, we need less work, not more work. We're gonna get. This is the best we're gonna be. You're gonna go downhill. I'm going downhill. We're getting older. So 10 years from now, we're not going to be quite as running around as we are now, Michelle. You got to think about that.
I already know that. I've already been thinking about that too. But like I said, that's one of the reasons why instead of faffing around as much as we had done over Best 57 years. It's time to get the heck out of our feet and do something.
Well, I'm not saying that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Move, but to move into like a place where you live in kind of off the grid.
Well, the fact of the matter is that I also like living independent, like I always have. So, for me, off grid makes as much sense as anything, even if it's only partially off grid. For example, given the size of the consumer unit, it looks like that place is already wired for resistance heat, which is an expensive proposition if it is. So, I probably want to replace that resistance heat with heat pumps, which would make just as much sense. That way you can cool and heat at the same time. It also increases efficiency. But in case of a power failure, since it's in Long-Eddy, New York, you might want to have a backup heating source so you don't freeze to death in the wintertime. Which means either propane or having wood. And if you got someone delivering cordwood to you, then you're all set. You just go ahead and just provide the heat you need.
I'm just going to say it. I don't like the idea of it, Michelle. I want you in some nice, centrally heated place on the ground floor with a little tiny garden.
It is on the ground floor. That's the one plus.
In the middle of no sodding wear as well. What about if you need something? All right, you fell down. What are you going to do?
Well, it's just like now. If I need something, as long as Instacart's available, and Long-Eddy, New York does have Instacart.
You're on the floor. You fell over outside. You're on the floor. The phone's in the cabin, and you can't get to the cabin. What are you going to do?
Well, what am I going to do if I fell here?
No, there's people around you there. You can scream.
No one cares if I scream. They don't answer. No, but on the serious note is...
No, you're dead. Boom. Easy.
Well, this is dead boom easy here, too, if I really fell.
No, you
You
wouldn't.
know, if there's a game plan put together for a bathroom and a good heat source going on in there, you know, I think that she would be able to manage it for a year, you know, to rough it a little bit. But we'd want to have a game plan in place, or she would want a game plan in place for the long term.
Right. You'd soon get fed up with all this. Oh, it's fun in the beginning, Michelle, but it soon get on your nerves. You got to empty your bloody spot for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Emptying my blood? What do you mean by emptying my blood?
I said empty the shitter.
Oh. Well.
Also, you moan as it is about you don't got nobody coming round to see you and you're lonely. How lonely are you going to be there?
I could just see Stan CT opening the door going, Michelle forgot to dump it today. Oh, fuck. Just like he does when he picks on Rusty's cat box.
Right, but Stan wouldn't.
All of a sudden,
there.
you see him taking pictures of human desiccating poos in the composting toilet drawer. Like, everyone to see that? No. Maybe Noodles might. My God, those are small poops.
Now, seriously, Tiger, if you think about it, if Michelle was to move on out there and live off grid, and if she was to post videos on it, what she was doing, how she was surviving, good or bad, that would make her channel grow.
Oh, 100%. But
oh, yeah, absolutely.
We'd be putting her life at risk.
Well, now, if her channel was to really grow, she would be getting a lot more donations, people trying to donate to put a septic system on and different stuff, whatever would need to be done, and she would have the money for a lot of that.
I just do not like this idea. Look, if Michelle was my sister, there ain't no way in hell I'd let her do this.
Now, that still is a valid concern, though. Since that place is built in 1970, we don't even know the condition of the septic system, the leaching field, or the well. If there is a well, if it doesn't just draw water right out of the Delaware River. Which, if it does draw water out of the Delaware River or has a well, we got to check for contamination.
Well, if you're right off the Delaware River, there's not going to be any problem punching in a well, or digging in a cistern to get water. So that would be good water. That's not a huge. That's a relatively inexpensive issue. The septic can be complicated when it's that close to the river. If there's not a septic system in place, they might require a sand filter system. You talk a lot of money if they do require that. I don't know what your DEQ laws are there on that type of stuff, but it's if you don't have to worry about DEQ as much,
right? Well, that's what I'm saying.
Relatively
that's where they might agree that the composting toilet solves some of the problems for the black water, but you're right. Gray water is still going to be an issue.
Well, they don't want black or gray water going into the water system. So I mean that either way, you're not permitted just to dump it.
Grizz, when you got a leach bed, that's where all my sink water goes, the gray water.
Yeah.
Well, so did your black water.
No, my black water goes into the septic.
Most homes, actually, the black and gray water mix together when it goes to the sewage treatment plant. So, I mean,
back in the old days, they did separate and had a grease trap or whatever for the gray water. And
yep.
But ever since the 70s, they put the septic systems, the black and the gray all goes together. You don't want gray water just being dependent on a trap. It will clog your gray water will clog up your drain fields.
Yeah.
You want it to go into the septic tank and have everything settle out first, so it's just nothing but water exiting the tank.
And that's what septic tank does, is a settles it. But if you're not mixing black water in, there won't be any sludge at the bottom of the tank, unless there's some from the prior user of the non-composting toilet.
Oh, and Michelle, water testing is free right now.
Anyway.
Water testing is free right now too, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how.
There's places that do it for free. There's places that charge you.
Also, Stan wants to do a title search, so we have to get a title search.
Well, that part's Stan's game. I mean, Stan knows what he's doing, so don't even worry what he's got to do to make this all work on out.
So he asked me if I could pay $75 towards it. So, and I can. But I have to take it out of my credit card, or I can take it out of my checking account. I don't know which one would be better.
It ultimately takes away from her teeth.
That's what I'm going to be the bitch again here. Michelle, we got teeth coming up very soon.
I know that.
I'd rather focus on the teeth, get that out of the way, then focus on moving wherever you're going.
We've got to get these teeth done. The waiting time for these teeth has been ages. If she fucks this up, sorry, Michelle, she messes up this teeth appointment, I don't know how long it's going to take to get another one.
Yeah.
Well, let's be realistic here. If Tiger was to, if Michelle was to move in that cabin of Stan's, it's a good 6 months. I would expect that it wouldn't be until next summer. She's not going to want to move during the wintertime.
It's still gonna get a new roof on there, a minimum, until also fix some of the ports.
Yeah, I know that, but now he wants $75 off of her for something. She's got her teeth coming up for this house.
Well, how serious is Michelle? Stan's come up with several different places, and she's never been serious about it. So I don't blame Stan for saying, hey, you know what? If we want to continue talks, you're going to have to show me that you're serious about this. And they have to put out $75. If she's serious about wanting to get on out of there, Stan's invested a lot of time trying to get Michelle.
I get it. Look.
Yeah. It says, Michelle, I will cover the title search. They are leaving her breakfast and then going up there. Expect to be there about 1 p.m. Oh, wait, are me and you going, or me, you, and Green Thing going? Because I didn't answer that part. I thought it was... So which is it? The three of us, the two of you, Me and you. How many are actually going?
Thing's right. We are leaving for breakfast, then going there. So I think Stan's going with Green Thing.
Right.
Expect to be there about 1. He's going to be there about 1. I think that's what he's saying. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Green Thing.
Me and Green Thing. Okay. Does she have T-Mobile? If she does, could she please do a signal check out there? Because I want to see what the T-Mobile coverage is like out there. Just check the number of bars. I'll keep it simple for you.
What's the zip code? I can do that for you.
I did look it up on the zip code, and what it is the city is kind of half covered and half not covered. That's part of the problem. It's not all covered.
Hey, Michelle.
What?
Does the state pay for your Medicare? Or do you have to pay the $185 for your Medicare?
The state pays it.
Okay, if the state's paying for your Medicare,
as it does for New York State as well.
Then, if the state's paying for your Medicare, then you also have Medicaid as well, and it picks up. It's like a
Part C because I want to spend down in Connecticut.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. I got the discontinuance letter. Says I'm only eligible for Medicare QMB coverage. That's it. No Medicaid because it make too much.
Well, you can make like $23,000 or $24,000 a year as a single person and still get Medicaid.
She can't. Her father set something up for her and when he died, she gets like this thing. I don't know what it is.
I make $1,635 a month between me and my father's record.
Because he set that up for her, she earns too much to get Medicaid or Medicare. I don't know what the difference is between
Medicaid is supplemental. Medicare is the big one. It covers hospital and some doctors. I got Medicare Part A and Part B. And also, that's part of my D-SNP plan through Anthem. Medicaid was also part of my D-SNP plan, but I can't get it because I make too much. I have a $3,000 deductible.
Read what Rambo says.
Rambo said, if the roof has been leaking long, it's over anyway. Flip it for land. Probably I'll never buy anything new or near a river flood prone. Insurance would be high. Yeah. Well, the good thing is only the bathroom seemed to have sort of the hole in the roof. But you're right. It's near the river. So yeah, it's on the floodplain. Definitely, that is something we need to look at.
Well, has the cabin ever, I didn't look at it. I wonder if the cabin has ever been flooded.
I don't know. That's where I haven't been physically there to see how likely it is it could be flooded. Does anyone know if the Delaware River in New York State is ever flooded? The banks, I know the Common River did in 1973 and flooded out Elmira, New York. But I don't know about the Delaware River. I think most of us are okay.
Talking of teeth, Michelle, what, you got 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I know. I didn't call Uber yet to arrange the ride either.
Well, you don't need to because you can get a free ride. So why aren't you using the
No,
free
because I got a feeling that this is going to be a little more aggravating on the way home. So, because I don't know when they're actually going to be done. So I'll just call Uber because they weren't that good last time for me.
All right. Well, money bags.
You know, I'm not exactly money bags, but I still got the $60 in my pocket I haven't even used yet.
Burning a bloody hole in your pocket, Michelle. Stop going on about it. Put it in the bank.
Well, I already said I was going to take care of it through Uber anyway, so I already said that before. Nah, I got my coffee right here. Anyway. Facebook group that posted I could do the same thing with Uber too. But I like to make sure that I'm not going to be late.
Oh, that river floods a lot, Michelle. Christine Googled it.
All rivers flood a lot. That's not the issue. It's a matter of the location where that's at. Is it in the floodplain of the river?
Right, that's what I don't know yet. Remember yesterday, Stan was just doing a cursory search. He didn't run and look at all that factors, but now we need to find out more detailed information about that.
Well, there should be basically 50, about 40 years of history from 1970, maybe 50 years of history of floodplaining there. You know, if that cabin was built in the 70s, you know, there should be a history if that cabin's ever been flooded. And that's what I would be concerned about. Is it possible in the future, even though it hasn't been flooded? Yes, there's a 25-year floodplain, there's a 100-year floodplain, there's a 500-year floodplain, there's a 1,000-year floodplain. Just the question is every place is going to get flooded.
Well, you can always sign up for national flood insurance too if you're really worried about water damage. You know, there are things you can do.
I live up in the mountains here. I don't live on the river yet. I got flooded out here. Oh, it's been about 30 years ago, but every place can get flooded. I mean, I live up on the mountain. It's right below me. It's 40 feet down to even to the road, and the river is below the road.
So did you get the NFS, National Flood Insurance? Because, I mean, there's a lot of things we need to do, and I'm trying to just keep things one step at a time, not trying to go into an all-you-can-eat problem buffet and all of a sudden put tons of crap on your plate and then give yourself indigestion after you start plowing through it all. So let's just take it one step at a time so we can easily deal with the Tums a little bit at a time. First of all, yes, okay, we do need to know, is there good septic? That's going to be important. Gray water, black water, no water. It's still going to be good, okay? Number 2, drinking water. What kind of well do we have? Is it well? Is it just get water from...
She buys the place and it all goes to pot because, you know, bad luck follows.
Yeah.
There hadn't been a flood there in 75 years, Michelle, and then all of a sudden you moved there and there goes the flood.
Could be. I mean, that's theoretically possible, but like I said, is comedy flues. We got to take the things one step at a time instead of putting a whole pile of plate from the bad buffet, if you know what I'm saying. I mean,
it's funny you saying this, Michelle, because any other occasion you always say the bad stuff. Oh, what about if this happens? What about? But on this occasion.
Welcome.
This occasion,
right now,
you're not saying
I already looked into the worst of the worst issue. Is what about groceries, like you asked about? What about cell phone service? What about transportation? I already looked into that because I know that those are questions that keep coming up. So I looked into all of that.
Yeah, but it's just funny. Any other suggestions? You're very negative. Nothing negative coming up here.
I'm not negative.
I just worry about it, Michelle. But you know what? If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. So.
If it's on the Delaware River, it's very well worth looking at the concern of flooding there. But I would be looking at the history of that property if it's been flooded before and since it's been developed. That's the only thing I'd be concerned about. I wouldn't be concerned about whether the Delaware floods or not. I would only be concerned what is the history of that property's flooding.
But people in the UK can't get insurance if they're in a flooding area. Well, we can here in the United States to some extent, but it's hard. For example, if you live down in places where places flood a lot, like Louisiana, the insurance is going to be a lot higher. Or if you live in an area where there's a lot of hurricanes, your insurance is going to be a lot higher too.
Also, Michelle, like in the past when we've looked at places for you and I've showed you or Jem showed you've been like, doesn't have a bathtub, I don't like it. Doesn't have a gas oven, don't like it.
Yeah,
right, that's true. Yeah, I already looked into that. And since you're basically starting with a blank slate, you can have the bathtub you want. You could buy an old refurbished clawfoot tub. You can put it in the bathroom because the bathroom has to be totally redone from the beginning anyway. There's no reason like you cannot put in a nice clawfoot tub that'll be easy for me to get in and out of. The kitchen, even if there is a hook for an electric stove, you can still put a propane one in. You can still be able to have your propane and eat it too. A tankless water heater so you can have hot water for the bath without having to worry about 40 gallons of hot water sitting in a tank, and which would be very important in case concerned of earthquakes, which is not really a problem, but it would also mean that you would also have the advantage that you heat the water only as you use it. Right. So again, no corrosion, no tanks to worry about rusting out.
Tiger, you're not looking at one thing that Michelle's looking at, and that's this is the first place that's come within a close enough distance for Noodles to come visit more often. So, a lot of those things
well,
that were issues.
This distance is about the same for Noodles. It's about the same distance. But it's also closer for Comedy Food and Golden Girl as well. Of course, we still don't know who does the trash hauling. Okay.
You would have to. You have to haul it off.
Burn barrels.
Well, for some things you can burn it, but I would think for domestic, some things made out of plastics, you're probably going to have a recycling program in upstate New York.
They won't collect it. You'll have to go and take it.
Yeah, I know. So that means I would have to get myself a little means of getting there, either a cart on the back of my suggested golf cart or on my back of my scooter to bring it to the local landfill. Or arrange to have a company come haul it out.
Michelle on a little tricycle with her garbage.
Well, power chair, a mobility scooter with a trailheads do exist. And we're not talking about barrels blind. That weigh thousands of pounds.
Could you be on the road? Let's be honest. You're blind.
Michelle, if you did live in a place like that, you would want to try to limit your garbage. That means I would strongly suggest that you don't shop at, I would strongly suggest don't shop at Amazon or Walmart or Bi-Mart or Walgreens or Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Stay away from those places because they do fill up your garbage bins.
Well, most of the stuff I get when I order stuff on Amazon is mostly comes in cardboard boxes, which is good for starting a fire in a wood stove anyway.
I'm not worried about what the box. I'm worried about what's in the box. Most of that stuff ends up in the garbage anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's the plastic stuff, the post-consumer plastic stuff that may be hard to recycle.
Also, the product that you don't use, and you end up finding it saying, hey, you know what? This is a small cabin. I can't have as much as I would like to have in here, so I got to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Nobody else wants to buy it.
Oh,
so
yeah, I know that too, yeah.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of that stuff ends up in the dump.
Hi, Bradley. How you doing?
Hi, Brad.
So right now,
if you were 20 years younger, Michelle, maybe I'd feel a bit more excited for you. It's just, we're both.
If I was 20 years younger, I didn't even have the opportunity to even begin doing this at all.
I know.
I think that Stan would take good care of her to make sure that things
We
are
talked
set up.
about it. We talked about it back 20 years ago, but it never happened. Yeah, I'm 37 years old. You just moved, before you moved in here, you're living in your parents' house. Yeah.
Stan's not going to leave her in a way that she can't take care
girl,
of.
how you doing?
No. That's, I mean. So Noodles is a hero. Apparently, some disabled car, I don't know, went in to drive, and he had to jump into the disabled person's car and stick it in park. Saved your life.
Thank you, Bradley. Much appreciated. Thank you.
No, nobody cares around here if you save a life.
Thank you, Noodles, for saving a life.
Everyone doesn't be heard. Everyone's happy
The Daily
about it.
Donut.
So right now, by the way, I just paid off my Amazon bill in full. I don't know anything.
Hallelujah, Michelle. Hey.
All 146 of it. Yep.
Yep.
I put 100 on Ally, and I put 100 on Capital One.
And that guy that Noodles saved had tears of joy in his hand. He was so grateful for what Noodles did for him.
Well, tell him. I'm sure he told Noodles thank you, right?
Oh, he gave him a big hug and everything, man. He was really grateful. I mean, Noodles stepped up to the plate and saved that guy.
Because somehow his car, he didn't set the parking brake on it.
I don't think. Yeah, I think the parking brake came. I don't know what happened. It's in your Discord, Michelle, if you ever read what other people put in your Discord.
I do, actually. Look at him.
Oh, well, he put it in there. It's the last
thing. I read in between the lines, and what I seen would happen reading in between the lines is what happened was the guy that was driving, he was hoping to inherit from the guy in the wheelchair. The guy had a lot of money, so he thought if he could sabotage this, that the guy was going to get rich. So now that guy's pissed off at Noodles for breaking his plan. You gotta read between the lines the whole deal.
Oh.
It was an insurance scam, Michelle.
Right.
And Noodles, the insurance company is really grateful for Noodles now too. So he's a double hero.
Well, all I know is we'll see what happens. Now, speaking of his stuff, what's the story with any news for the emails for today?
Anything from Cambies?
I don't see anything new. Nothing from Cumbies yet. If I don't hear anything by Monday, I'll call them up, or I'll email them again and say, "Hey, it's been over a week. What's the story?" You know. Well, Fairy, how you doing? You gonna be playing Turtle Wall with us on Friday of this week?
Oh, hi, Fairy.
Yeah, Fairy. Chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
The birds are chirping, Michelle.
What do you mean by the birds are chirping?
Chirping.
Oh. Oh, chopping. Well, chirping. Well, just blame the stupid closed captions for saying tripping.
Yep. That's Google for you.
And
Google's
then it
always
came out
tripping.
That
chopping.
would be awful to look out the window and the birds are all tripping.
Yeah, you see them out there just popping mushrooms. What the fuck? These are some wild-ass birds.
Oh, are you back to the land of the living comedy now?
Yeah, my high fell off yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah,
Lasted a long
and it's funny because I also last night got high with James again. So yeah,
chopped it up. Do you know what happened to Michelle's gummies?
no, I already told you I didn't.
Oh.
I know they were on the table. Then Doreen cleaned all her stuff up and then took it to her bedroom. So I don't know what happened to it.
So
the only time I've seen it was when I read
downstairs
it.
may have taken them and chopped them down.
When I read it, and that's when I found out it was French vanilla chocolate gummies, which I found very weird. French vanilla gummies. Okay. Anyways, and chocolate.
But
then
there
was like,
there were blackberry and vanilla.
Yeah, and there was another flavor
Thank
too.
you very much, Galaxy Eyes. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Galaxy Eyes.
Yeah, I don't know though.
Galaxy Eyes, yes, he does, but you have to admit he's very good at it.
That's a good question, though. Does TLC affect anybody but mammals? I mean, a bird is technically not a mammal.
Put it in the refrigerated ones to be used.
Yeah, THC will affect anything, won't it?
It affects memory. It affects everything.
No, she meant other animals. Yeah, like I'm sure a horse could get stoned. I'm sure a monkey could get stoned.
Just put it like this: anything that's got muscles in its body can get stoned.
I think that'd be a really bad idea for horse care if the horse got stoned, and then you have to watch as the horse lays in the hay. It'd be awful for any
animal to get stoned because they're not choosing it.
Right.
Yeah, that's something somebody should choose.
That would be kind of weird.
It'd be cruelty.
I used to know a white husky with blue eyes that used to beg its father for beer.
Thank you for the donations, Buff Carrot.
Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Actually, I can't remember what they
named. I'm reading what they write.
Give us a Musha Char shake, please, Carrot.
All right, so we're seeing sea crab. No, had the big cat. Had the key logo on top of your muchachas. All right, so yeah, so I'm actually do want to see what's going to happen. It's up in the air, guys. I'm not promising you anything. It's going to take at least a couple months to renovate and go through the permitting and all that stuff. So it's not going to be instant happiness. That's all right though. I got patience. We can wait a little while. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing, Bradley?
I'm doing good. I'm on a big route today. I got like 5 pickups, but I'm out here by the basin in Alexandria, and I wanted to show you guys because it's a really cool site.
All right. Do you want me to show the people on YouTube the thing you're showing us, or just you showing the panel?
Yeah, you can show YouTube. It's a nice site.
Okay.
Here's a baby bird. There's another one bathing. Piggy bird. So here's the Alexandria Basin that links up with the Potomac River. It's a native plant conservation zone.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is. Some kind of plushie. But yeah, so here's the Potomac River.
Oh, the plushie. What's a plushie doing in the road anyway?
I don't know.
No, because she's going to want it. She's going to start feeling sorry for it.
No, I'm actually curious what it was. I mean, he's kind of far away from me, but...
That's the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. It's a drawbridge. The very top of that. So over there is Maryland. There's the MGM Grand Casino. And at the very top of that bridge where it goes flat where the drawbridge is, it's considered DC. So it goes Maryland, DC, Virginia. And right now I'm currently in Alexandria, Virginia.
Chris, you're making a lot of noise. Could you mute yourself a little bit? All right.
Just past these trees, if these trees weren't here, you'd be able to see the skyline of Washington, D.C.
Doesn't look very nice out today, Brad.
Yeah, it's got a cloud covering. It was rainy.
Yeah.
There's a plane coming in to land at the Reagan International Airport.
Now, what's that big building that looks like it's on a pier?
That?
No, more to your right.
Right there.
That big toe in there.
They're apartment buildings. They're like 4-story condominiums.
Oh, okay.
Real. There's a lot of money sitting right there. Let's just put it that way. Waterfront property. You got to be kidding me.
The floodplain.
That's going to cost waterfront prices too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Woodrow Wilson Bridge.
Technically, where I live is
where
that place I'm going to be looking into is on a waterfront. Side of a river.
HVR, if anybody wants to join the panel, HVR.
Figured I'd show you guys a nice little view.
Oh God, don't fall.
Here's the basin. Trust me, I won't. Oh, there's a bird in there.
So now that plushie thing, though, if you could go back and tell me what kind it is, I'm just curious.
I knew
it's an old dog toy that's totally ruined. He's going to go back to his car
anyway, Michelle. He can look at it.
Throw it in the river, hurry, quick.
I'm sorry.
Plushie is full of germs, Michelle. It's filthy.
Yeah,
it's been on the floor.
Anyway.
He's
probably put it in the proper disposal site. Throw it away.
It's really
right in the river.
I'm not touching it.
Okay.
There's no trash receptacles anywhere around here.
Really? That's probably why it's ended up there.
Yeah, it probably washed up, honestly. But yeah, it's native plant conservation zone. Yeah, I figured Alexandria is pretty cool, so I figured I'd showcase it a little bit.
Stripping pretty good there.
Piggy bird's still bathing. Look at that bird.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was that. Here comes another plane. I'll show you guys a little bit of Alexandria as I drive through it to my next pickup too.
Yeah.
Chirp.
Yeah, I'm okay. I missed you all too. I know you did, Getting Furious. One reason was like, when are you gonna come by again? That's why I asked.
Oh. Why does it sound like somebody's in my van? That's weird.
So Galaxy Eyes rejoined us back in Turtle Wild now. She's playing a paladin now.
Paladin.
Oh, wow, that's great. You're getting a nice little team now, haven't you? You've got Jantex.
We
Galaxy.
got 5. We include Gaming
You've got 5.
Fairy,
Yeah.
Galaxy Eyes.
Hey, and then if you get what's his name, who I saw the other day.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to download the frickin' thing.
I saw what's his name last night too.
What's his name?
I forgot what's his name.
I saw him in here the other day. You saw him, Michelle. I used to play with you all the time.
Oh yeah. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I remember the
I
name.
can never remember.
He does play
Salty Shanker.
Salty Shanker. Yeah, we actually never played together except once.
Really? Why would he was in the gaming Discord channel?
We would be doing the talking on RCO.
What? Rock. Hang on. Have you still got the gaming channel on Discord?
No, we don't. We cast it. It's gone. I got to recreate a whole new one. But the problem is, so many people never answered my friend request, so I can't add them to the gaming chat channel because they didn't answer my friend requests. For example, Braindead never answered my friend request, so I can't add him. Jantix, I think, did, but Braindead
Brainerd.
Where is he?
Where is Braindead?
Brainerd. Old Brain Red. Look at her with a puppy.
You want a puppy?
Don't we all?
You want a puppy?
I want a puppy.
We're gonna win a puppy. There's a lot of yuppies walking dogs around here.
No, thank you. No
You can tell
yuppie
the
puppies.
It's like what, 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're all just walking around like they got nothing better to do.
As far as Gemini Quest asking if we can make the pictures bigger, we already tried in the past. There's only one way to really do that, is to turn off the side chat, but that on our side of things. But then if we do that, then nobody will know what you said.
What has been said?
As I'll demonstrate. Oh, then
a nice little demonstration.
Then make the picture bigger.
Now we can't see what you're saying.
Got a full screen of Bradley, though.
A lovely drive through Alexandria. Isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexandria.
Michelle just hit me with a yeah.
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 Just hit me with a G. What does that mean? I'm doing okay. How are you, Didge?
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, Gaming Fairy was here? Hey, Gaming Fairy. These two Z-lots getting ready to graduate.
Well, you may see Gaming Fairy in here right now. I know she was here, but...
That kind of day, huh, Brad?
Yeah, and it's hot in the fan. Going to work on a ventless dryer. Those things are heavier than hell.
By the way, I double-checked trends analysis, and ChatGPT did agree that 2025 has been cooler than 2024. And said yes.
Not according to Red. Red says the East Coast is going to get scorched.
No, I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't think it's not gonna happen until late August. I don't think.
I believe we'll get an Indian summer again.
What about an Indian winter?
Well, we had a mild winter last December 2023 to March of 2024 was mild, but this winter wasn't so mild. From 2024 to March 2025.
Oh.
See you soon, Fairy.
Good Fairy.
Bye, Fairy.
All right, talk to you later, Gaming Fairy.
Bye, Fairy.
Don't forget to get in contact with me in Discord if you can, okay? So, Gaming Fairy, get in contact with us in Discord.
We're all rooting for you, Fairy.
Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake. GPS is really effing me around. Here's Fairfax. One day this whole area is going to be one giant megapolis. High rises on top of high rises.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I see what we were talking about earlier is that I understand what I want to achieve isn't exactly mainstream, which is fine. I always think outside of the box anyway. I've never been a but hell, if it floats my boat, that's fine. Just make sure you don't put a hole in the boat when you're done. Man the bilge pumps. That's as stupid as sinking. That would be a terrible name for a ship. That's stupid.
I wonder if you lived there, would you let Rusty out? It's probably a bit dangerous to let Rusty out.
Well, that's a concern because number one is maybe he wouldn't have a problem once you get used to it. But it is on State Road 97, so
I was thinking more about the wildlife attacking him.
No, that too is another valid concern. Yeah, wildlife and ticks, because like Stan said, the backyard was overgrown, so you're gonna have concerns with ticks, and that's something we're gonna have to do.
I was thinking more like things that could kill him.
Oh yeah, wild animals, coyotes, foxes, bears. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Make sure to get yourself a shotgun because of bears. Yeah, I know.
A shotgun. You with a shotgun. Oh my goodness.
Oh, if anything you would do is scare the hell out of the bear at the very least. Maybe just get some shells with blanks in it, you know. Just to be a giant noisemaker.
With a shotgun.
Well,
give it a shocker.
I don't even know if you're allowed to own such a thing, Michelle.
You are. They can't stop you from having a gun. It's against the law.
Even if you're registered blind?
Yes, you can still have a gun, but you still have to show competency with said gun.
I can't believe they let registered blind people own guns. What now? They
have totally blind people to have gun permits. So
do they let registered blind people have cars as well?
Second Amendment right.
Yeah, cars as well. Is that another thing they're going to let them own?
You should absolutely be able to own a gun.
And a car.
Well, car is not in the Constitution of the United States.
Driving is a civil. It's a
The
civil
right
duty.
to drive. We believe all Americans should have the right to drive, given by our inalienable right by our Creator. They didn't think of that in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights.
What,
So
the
that
right-
would have been kind of
the right
weird
to
if they
travel
did.
on
The right to travel freely.
No, we do
The
have
right-
that.
There you go.
But it's not actually in the Bill of Rights, though. You got the right to assembly, you got the right to own property, you have the right to remain silent. That is specified in the Miranda Act. You're protected from unlawful searches and seizures. You're also protected from self-incrimination. There's a few rights that... But it does not say in the Constitution that people have the right to drive cars. That would have been fun, but sorry, it's not in there. It's a privilege, not a right.
It's a duty.
So it doesn't say you have the right to bear arms as long as you can see what you're doing.
You have the right to bear your arms, and the right shall not be infringed.
Bear arms.
So anyone can bear arms. What about if someone was, let's say, not right in the head?
You know, actually, on the driving part.
Oh,
of
that's
it,
already been kicked down the court a few times about the people who have mental illness. It's a sticky wicket, putting it bluntly.
Fucking crazy. Are you out of your fucking mind?
It's not the federal government that's regulating the driving. That's the state government. Two different deals. The gun deals, that's a federal law. Well, you're talking about with the right to drive. That's a state issue, not a federal issue. The federal government does have a clause on in there of the right to free travel and stuff. But it's the states that's doing all the regulation, not the federal government. So get that guy right, guys. It has nothing to do with guns. It's completely different from guns.
Right. The states are the ones that write the regulations for the guns. Just as they write the regulations for how you can get your driver's license. But
I got it.
No, but they had carriages and horses, though. Yes, they did. We could, depending on what their policies regarding animals are up there, we could have a horse and a carriage. But that's going to only add to the price, big time.
How are you going to feed your horse?
Exactly. How are you going to get the vet care for said horse? How are you going to shoot the horse?
Do you have a field to put the horse in? You can't just put a horse in the woods.
Right. Well, you're right. They have to have access to ideally a barn and a paddock. Yeah. So again, that just adds a whole nother layer to the whole equation. Remember, this thing originally was a hunting cabin. I don't know how much of a field it has. I don't know. That's why I'm asked. That's why recently Stan's gone back up there to look at the property a little more detailed, because he wants to know too. Which makes sense.
You're going to need to get a nice riding lawnmower for that, Michelle.
Yeah, a nice riding lawnmower would be nice. Maybe a nice Cub Cadet, or maybe a small other brand of garden tractor.
Well, if you get one, Michelle, make sure you get one with
a garden tractor can be useful for a whole other reason.
Don't get one with a belt driven.
Yeah, if you get a garden tractor, make sure to get the ones that you can use. That you can get the things like, for example, maybe a little hitch in the back or PTO, so you can use it to do other things like gardening as well. Because you will have, if you have 2 acres of land and if it's arable, you could certainly have a small garden there growing fruits and vegetables. True.
Anything with the PTO would be a waste of money for you, Michelle, because it'd be too difficult for you to be connecting.
I don't know. I would probably try it anyway. This Miss Michelle for you.
Yeah, well, that would cost you an extra $10,000 to have the PTO.
Well, it depends on what I don't think there's a lot of lawn tractors that have garden tractors that have a PTO on it. But if they do, it's not exactly the same thing as like on a big, large farm tractor. It might be a lot smaller.
Well, you seen my little tractor that I had on your live stream the other day? That's not much bigger than a riding lawnmower. It does have PTOs and stuff. And those are good tractors, but all you need is like a little riding lawnmower John Deere where you have the trailer hitch on the back. That's all you need.
Right, a little riding lawnmower. Ideally, like I said, with a little bit of a hitch in the back, so at least you can pull a small cart behind you.
Yeah, and they do make small carts to pull behind those, and that's all you would need, something like that. There,
right? Then you can be able to bring your garbage to your local landfill, or to go, to go where you got to go for like picking groceries or something.
Well, just make sure it has a hydrostat transmission. They are so much easier to drive.
You want to go get your groceries on your lawnmower?
If you had to, at least you'd have the option. We talked about driving a golf cart yesterday.
You know how pissed off people would be with you on the road with your lawnmower? Golf cart would be cool. Being stuck behind Michelle. Can you imagine it?
You could get a little John Deere Gator.
Depending on what New York's policies regarding lawn tractors are, it may or may not be legal.
Actually, Michelle, okay, most states, this is how it works. If you want to take anything on the road without having a license, the way to get around it, especially if you live out in the country, is if you get one of those farmers' triangles or an orange triangle that goes on the back of the vehicle.
I can get one of those.
And you put one of those on the back of the rig, that declares it a farm vehicle, and they are not required to be licensed, and you're not required to have a license in most states to operate one. As a matter of fact, there's not even an age requirement on a lot of states to operate something with the farm emblem on it.
Yeah. We'll certainly look into that. I'm going to make a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back, okay? 1 minute.
The afternoon flop.
She does a lot of bathroom breaks, doesn't she?
I would strongly encourage her to get one of those 3-wheel electric bicycles, though, for going to town and go to grocery shopping in.
I don't know if I trust her on a bicycle on the road.
It would be safer than anything larger than a bicycle for her, because even some of those are too wide to be partly out on the road. I mean, no matter what she drives on the road, she's going to be susceptible to injury.
Yeah. She shouldn't be on the road, if you ask me.
Well, you got a valid point there. I'm just saying something, the smaller it is, the easier to keep on the shoulder, the better she would be off.
Get her a little motorized trike.
Yeah, one of those electric ones. Then if you could get it where it had the GPS where it would drive itself there, so she wouldn't even have to, that way she wouldn't be swerving into the road.
Okay, I'm back.
Better than ever.
I would say if I was gonna go through, it would have to be, for me, a vehicle that, number one, is gonna be low maintenance, and maybe you'll mention the golf cart. Well, golf cart might be a possibility, but are those considered road legal because they don't have turn signals? They don't necessarily have headlights either.
You can put a farm emblem on it, Michelle, and that would make it a road legal. But I wouldn't recommend a golf cart for you. I mean, because you're going to be swinging that thing into the road, and somebody's going to hit you, and you're not going to be safe getting hit in any small vehicle like that. I have a 6-wheeler that I take on the road all the time, and I got the farm emblem on it, where I can take. I use it for hunting stuff. I don't get harassed at all. So I mean, that's the same as like a golf cart.
Well, depending on the traffic on Highway 97, it may not be that bad. I don't know. I haven't driven up there. I haven't been up there yet. Green Thing and Stan are going up there. I'm not going up with them today. So, unfortunately...
I go 80 out there.
Well, he's already there. He's already at Green Thing's house. That's why.
Right.
I think.
What am I watching? I'm watching Bradley Drive.
You better believe it. I'm in a construction zone. Somebody tried to run me off the road on 695 about 5-10 minutes ago. Sorry for shouting.
We were here, Brad.
Yeah.
There is one thing that you need to think about, Michelle, and that is
what
valid it's going to be for you to be able to reach out when you need to reach out. If you live out there, how likely is it that you're going to find somebody that you can reach out to in small emergencies where, hey, you got to get to town to get some groceries or something, it's snowing on outside, etc.
Well,
you need to have a good support plan. And can you get the support plan that you're going to need out there?
well, I mean, that's something. That's why I said we need to have that ability to get to the store ourselves if we need to. Because it may not be the option to always call Instacart. They are out there. They do delivers there. The problem is the fact is that they may not have as many delivery routes out there as we do with St. Winston. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's nothing that's consistent except death and taxes, and that's all I know right now. So we'll see what happens. That's all I can say.
I will say though, Michelle, like we've been here before where we've been looking at properties, and it does amaze me that the only one you're really this excited about is like a derelict building.
Down at Derelict Farm.
Because you forgot that Michelle looks for the diamonds in the rough, and she sees this building could be turned into something nice.
And Tiger, why are you underestimating what Stan can do with that place, though?
I think it's going to cost a fortune.
Well, that's Stan's burden.
Am I underestimating what Stan can do with this place? I'm not underestimating. I don't know what his skill set is. I don't know what his cash resources are.
I think someone's going to look at that and say, it's a shed. Like, it's not even worth doing anything with.
Well, I think Stan knows what he's getting into. I would have to see the property if I was going to say yay or nay one way or the other myself. Stan's been there, and I trust his judgment.
Oh, I do, but just know things are very expensive at the minute.
I know things are expensive. That's obvious. Labor is going to be costing a lot. Supplies is going to cost you a lot.
At the moment as well. Everything's freaking high.
The helter skelter.
So that's going to add up. So all of that's going to add into the price, no matter what you do. It's just reality. You know you're going to have to replace the roof. That's going to probably cost you at least $10,000. The electrician is going to probably cost some money too.
Of
Even if
course.
he keeps the wiring the same in the building, you're still going to have it re-inspected anyway. Because
I like how Michelle says building.
and if the plumbing is gone, which it looks like there is no plumbing right now, well, you're going to have plumber come in. Like I said, we still need to find out if the septic system is any good. And the well, if there is one, we have to make sure that's good too.
Well, I really
Gotta
don't
get an
think
inspection.
the septic tank on the property. I think that's just a hunter's cabin that was meant to be a dry cabin and never set up for any of that.
No tank, no dry well.
No, I don't think there's any kind of well on the property or a septic tank.
Yeah, well, we do see that there's a toilet paper roll in the bathroom, so if there isn't, that means that they probably had a composting toilet originally. So
An old outhouse.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if they had a composting toilet in there, but they didn't have a regular bathroom in there.
Well, I couldn't really see much because Stan didn't really focus a lot on the bathroom because that's where the hole in the ceiling was. So,
and Stan's going to need to find out if there's no septic system in it, or if the septic system needs to be reconstructed. He's got to find out what the DEQ will require, because that alone, the septic alone, could cost $20,000 or $30,000.
I know.
That's hooking it up to the house.
Yeah, that's going to add to the cost.
Being it's on the river, there's a high chance that there's going to be high DEQ regulations for a septic system.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor percolation, no go.
Yeah, many septic systems also have electric pumps in them too. Yeah. I don't really know why, but some do have electric pumps in them now.
Morning, Gidgy.
Well, Gidgy, how you doing?
But that one won't need electric system in it, Michelle. I mean, the electric system's for if they have to pump the sewer from one tank to another tank uphill to get it into a leach field.
Yeah. Normally, you would just a simple septic system, which is basically pretty much non-power. Just the water the gray and the black water go into the settling tank, and then the effluent from that then goes to a drainage field. But it was
dry well.
Again, we don't know anything about the lay of the land because Stan just did a quick scan of it yesterday. He didn't go through and look at all the details. So we need to find out more of the facts.
Well, actually, we don't really need to find out what any of those facts are. That's Stan's job to find out what those facts are. You're the tenant. He's the landlord. It's up to him to go through all those steps. And It's up to you to decide if this is the location that you can live in.
Bradley, can you mute your microphone so I could actually be able to hear Grace better, because it's kind of creating a lot of distractions. Thank you. Okay. So as you were saying,
I was saying it's all the issues of whether it needs DEQ approval, all the improvements that it needs to be done. That's not really up for you. That's for Stan to figure out what he's got to go through. The only thing that you need to decide is this a place that you really want to live or not? I mean, that's ultimately it. Whether
Yeah.
What it takes to get septic approval, to get everything hooked up, that's Stan's job. That's his deal.
Yeah, a lot of it has to, we all know a lot of it has to do with making money. That's what it is.
Well, of course. I mean, he's not doing this for charity.
I know he's not doing it for charity. I know that.
But he said she's getting rent to own.
That's a possibility. Then he'll be getting interest, and so it's still not for charity. You know, I mean, it's giving her an opportunity to buy it, but he's got to do what it takes to make the paperwork work on out where it's financially valuable to him to make this work. You know, that's up to him to figure out what he's got to do to make everything work on out. And he's there. He knows what's going on with it. You know, I'm sure he knows what he's got to do in order to make this place rentable or sellable, financeable. You know, all that stuff. That's his burden. That's not Michelle's burden at this point.
Yeah, well, what I do know is it's definitely going to be a lot of upfront upgrade costs. I already know that. I think Stan knows that too.
That's going to be on him. What he's got to figure out what's worth it to him to invest in. You know, that's not neither here nor there. The bottom line is, if he makes it rentable for you, is this the location where you want to move to? That's all you really have to decide. And seriously, Michelle, I would really look at what that area has in having extra aid, you know, for the services that you need.
Right.
Are they really going to be available there? That's more.
Which is related to what me and Golden Girl were talking about as well.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the services that you'll have access to from the state, rather than, you know, well, is this a viable option for you or not? I'm more interested. What can the state provide for you?
And I do know that some counties offer programs for older people, seniors, to move to an area. Depending on this county, sometimes they offer you tax incentives.
Yeah, that's something that you don't need to worry about. That those services that you're talking about is irrelevant. What you need to look at is disability services.
Right, that's what they do have.
Well, they don't promote people to move into an area because of disability services. They promoted people to move there that are capable of taking care of themselves, but lower their taxes, whether it be property tax or whatever. But they're not giving them a budget cut, you know. They're not providing services of going to town in the local bus just to get you there for the elderly. That's not their deal.
Well, I don't know. Like I said to Stan, I said, look, we're going to play it by ear. We don't know all the details yet. We don't know if there's tax liens. We don't know if the person died and the building's in probate. We don't know nothing about the place.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, Gitty, that all the apartments we've looked at, she's never been interested in any of them. Then one comes along.
Because Michelle doesn't want to live in an apartment. She's already made it clear multiple times, many, 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 many times. She's already made it clear. She's already said, I don't want another apartment. I don't want to live in an apartment. Because the fact is, we've already been screwed over and over again from landlords in the past. Not that you can't be screwed up with a landlord living in a cottage, but yes, you can. You can. But
Michelle, what are you willing to sacrifice to move out of the apartment that you live in? Are you willing to sacrifice?
Clearly, given the size of this cottage is a lot smaller, one of the things is we're going to have to shrink the studio down a bit to fit in the space.
You got to look at other things, though, with the sacrifice of if you move. Are you going to be willing to pay sacrifice paying more rent to have a better living conditions? Are you willing to sacrifice stepping down, living in a place that's worse than what you live in, so you can have a lower rent? you know that you're paying $1,000 a month. I would expect that's the going rate anywhere in that area that you're looking at $1,000.
The one thing that's good about where I live right now is, number one, it is centrally located to everything, and it does have free heat and hot water in the rent.
Yeah, that 1,000 includes.
That's not really
heat
free
and
heat
hot
and hot water. Think about it, because you in essence pay a portion of the heat and hot water every month, 12 months out of the year.
But if you move to another
So it's
place
not
or
free.
you're going to be paying the same amount of rent, or you're going to be living in the place that's equal to that.
I'm pretty close to it.
So are you going to step up or step down from your living situation that you have? You know, I mean, there's going to be, that's the sacrifices that I'm talking about, is are you willing to pay more money for a little bit better situation, or do you want to pay less money so you have more money to spend for yourself, but live not quite as good as you live now?
Abdej, I agree with you. How narrow life would be without a glimmer of hope. True. I'm not promising anything. I'm not jumping out there saying we're doing it outright without at least looking into it. We are looking into it because we need to. You know, say I will never move. I may move, but it has to be the right situation for me. I would like to have a high-functioning roommate, absolutely. The problem is, number one, I don't know anybody I would want to live with. That's going to be a real problem.
Well, the biggest problem, Michelle, with having a roomie is there is no space for the roomie.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think Michelle needs a roommate.
Nor do I. After Ed, that was a nightmare.
Maybe a supporting neighbor would help. Yeah, if there was somebody that was like had their own home and they could just come over and check on things every so often.
Well, that place doesn't have a supporting neighbor.
I don't know.
It's not big enough to have a roommate.
That's just it. I don't know. We know that there's a hunting club up the road from what Stan told me, but that's all I know.
Well, you're the only support group that you're going to get at this age is going to be from the state. You're not going to be able to count on any neighbors to step up as you need them to. You need to move to a state where the state will provide the services that you need. You can't, Michelle, be honest. You can't be dependent on somebody else that has their own problems in their own life to live.
Right, exactly. Remember, that's what I said. Michelle has always been self-supportive for that reason. Because she knows she can't depend on other people.
Yeah, that's why you need to look at the states that you're moving in and see if they provide
the state isn't necessarily reliable either. But because that's another thing. If you're depending on the state to bail you out, the state isn't necessarily going to bail you out. In fact, they're going to hand you a shovel and bury you deeper in the hole. Sad but true. Gitchy, I do not live in a fantasy world, trust me. I do have a pretty good solid idea of what needs to be done. But I'm also willing to say is, if I have to think outside the box, so be it. I already went through this all my life. It's not new. But what is new is the location. The concept is kind of new. But thinking outside of the box, no. I've done that all my life. Right, I know that. We're not exactly homesteading either. No, not really. Michelle's not necessarily going to be having a livestock and a farm. She may have a garden. I got 2 acres of land apparently, so I have a small, inexpensive, farm tractor, garden tractor to do some basic gardening would be fine. Well, that also provides
Just
abilities in
gonna get
the
herself a little basic tractor, guys. You know, just pick one of them up.
Michelle, you're not going to do any gardening. I mean, you might do a flower bed or two, but you're not going to do any real gardening. You know that. It would take too much time out of your day for what you want to do with your YouTube stuff.
I don't know. Well, the point is we're still working on it. It's still right now. Everything is still up in the air, guys. That's one of the reasons why we're not going to jump in and do something without at least looking at the details first. We don't have all the facts yet.
Let's see if Stan even buys it, Michelle. I mean, let's just not jump the gun here, hey?
Snow removal. Well, the one thing Michelle needs to get snow removed from is being by the propane tank, so the propane guy can come by, and also so she can get out of her housing when she needs to go out. We don't even know how often Highway 97 is even plowed. We don't know nothing about that.
But Michelle, I would really like to see you start looking into the different states to see what services they provide.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm trying to do right now. People suggested me quite a few different states: Tennessee, Kentucky.
Which one? Even on a simple Google search, Michelle, which state comes up offering you the best?
The one that seems to be the most supportive for people with disabilities like mine is Bismarck, North Dakota. But that's not exactly a panacea either. You got hard winters, and it's pretty spread out in Bismarck.
Yeah, you don't want to move to North Dakota. That'd be too brutal.
Another possible area would be Kansas. Kansas isn't exactly much better because the fact is it's warmer, kind of, but it's still spread out. Unless you go to Wichita, which tends to be kind of a mixed bag. Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Well, Michelle, I think you want to go to a state where they have services like Slingshot Wire has, where they do have a care. They're not a caretaker. They're not
right.
A
well, Maryland also has its own price tags, though. First of all, it doesn't sound like. From what Noodles told me, it sounds like really they didn't really help Slingshot Warrior until somebody started pulling strings. So, I don't know.
Yes, it takes some work to get set up in the programs, but no matter what state you go on into, it's not something that's easy to get set up into, but you still want it available to be able to get in a situation like that where you can have, they will give you 8 hours a week for a driver to drive you to the grocery store, whatever grocery store that you want. Even if it's
Colorado can be beautiful, but it's got problems too. It's not. I mean, you still got.
She has free grocery rides and stuff, Grizz, but she's just not using them. She has a place called Wheels that is open to her. That is free of charge.
This isn't just grocery shopping though, Tiger. They'll take her to stores where she can buy electronic goods, she can buy clothing. I mean, she gets to tell where she wants to go on these trips. It's like having a pre-planned taxi where you have a taxi.
I think she can do that. We can go wherever she wants with Wheels. She just doesn't use them.
California is the only state that has in-home sports services. Yeah, we were talking about that with Tina and George. Yeah, from what you told me, Galaxy Eyes.
The difference is that these drivers are personal workers with that individual, and they do.
Oh, okay. No, these are volunteers, I think.
Yeah, this is a personal worker that she gets to hire. She gets to pick who her driver will be, and they create a bond together. So it's not the same as what you're thinking of.
That's what you need, Michelle. You need to look up who's going to give you the best for your
This
disability.
brings up another thing. Does Highway 97 of that city have public transit? I didn't look into that yet. I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT to look up that information. If there's public transit of any kind up there. I mean, they have Instacart. We found that out. We don't know about Uber. We don't know about Lyft. Gidgy, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but give Michelle a little bit of slack, okay? Stop putting her down all the time. That's the dog you got there, the Pomeranian. The little tiny thing.
It's just like a ball of wool. Look at it.
How big do those dogs get? They don't look like they grow very much.
I think all that's hair, Michelle. If it was shaved, it'd probably be really tiny under that.
Oh, I know. I can't even see her little tail.
Does she have a tail?
Yeah, she has a tail. I can see her just wiggling there, a little tiny tail in the back. Like you said, she's got such a thick coat of fur.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
See that little thing that looks like a little bunny tail? That's her tail.
Oops, I had my mic all muted all that time.
Just tell her she doesn't have a first name yet.
She does have worms. That's why she was scraping her butt. We got to get her into the vet and get her dewormed. And she does have fleas. She's been getting lots of baths trying to get rid of the fleas, and we're going to talk to the vet about that too. But
she had 2 color eyes.
Does she?
Yeah, she's got a
brown eye and green. Brown eye. Left side is brown, and right is the blue.
Everybody has a brown eye.
Oh, how cute!
That's your daughter right there, Chris?
Yeah, that's my daughter.
How you doing?
Yeah, we just lost my other dog, and we got her right in Oregon.
She's cute.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have a first name yet.
And she's still going to be Princess Souffle to me.
No, her nickname is Precious.
No, her nickname is Princess Souffle.
No.
Yes, that's true. Connecticut is 2 years.
Cute.
Middle name is. She has a middle name after my other dog.
Yeah, now that's what she's been bathing her with is Dawn Dish soap.
Yep. I already had that soap ahead of time.
But we still want to get her to the vet to see what else we can get, because it's taken several washing. She was loaded with fleas. And we just want to see if we can get rid of the fleas quicker for her. Every time she bathes her, she's gotten another 20 to 30
no,
fleas.
The last time I got only it's 15.
Oh, down to 15 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the other dog's already loving her.
She's adorable.
Yeah, here's my dog.
Oh.
Yeah. Her middle name is Snickers. Well, actually, my dog middle name was Snickerdoodle. My other dog was. And the name her Snickers, her middle name.
Yeah.
That dog is well loved. You can tell how loved that dog is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She loved me day one I met her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's small. I mean, she's probably about the size of a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Well, Chihuahua has no fur or very short fur, so you wouldn't.
I think you'd be all right with a little dog, Michelle.
Maybe, but I already got a big cat, so.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, a little dog.
I was thinking maybe if I did have a dog, I'd probably get a beagle. Just because I like beagles. They're cute.
A beagle. Yeah, they're nice.
They have miniature beagles.
Oh, do they? Oh, that would be cute.
You got one.
Get a bee bowl. That way it'll be grumbly and loud.
Yes, that's absolutely true, Nads. Unfortunately, that is a reality.
Want to come in, Vita?
The part we're concerned about is with doing the Don this stuff. We,
okay, 183 days. Okay, so it's not 2 years.
How often can you?
I lived in Connecticut all my life, so I wouldn't know the exact number of days. But even when I went to Arkansas Enterprises for the Blind, I still kept my Connecticut residence with my parents. So.
Might as well repin Brad's deal. My camera's off.
Yeah,
Brad's
they do. They do. Yeah, the Rusty the cat does that too. But he doesn't mean to be harmful. He just sometimes he gets kind of likes to put himself right when I'm not looking. But that's when I got better looking for the cat, find out where he was before I get up. Rusty now understands a little bit about where you don't want to park his little paws. You learn that after about 2 years,
Thank you, Nads.
Yeah, so we get to see Bradley Drive.
Got an exciting stream today. It was a cute puppy.
What time's your lunch hour, Brad?
Oh, God. And then you have to deal with an HOA. No, thank you. I don't want to deal with an HOA.
Whenever I want.
I'm glad that DeSantis decided that the state of Florida has made HOAs making them illegal. Thank God.
Good, because the association Nazis need to stop it. I hate HOA.
And I hate HOAs too. From just reading the stories of how they try to control every aspect of your physical life and your property.
Yeah. Your grass.
Yeah, telling you to mow your grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, telling you to mow your grass. And,
oh, your grass is about 1 centimeter too long. I'm going to fine you. Oh, you can't put your burrows out on Tuesday night for Wednesday morning pickup. I'm going to fine you. Oh, no, you cannot paint your house avocado green. No. You can't keep your garage door open in the day. Oh, yeah.
I just opt out.
Please don't paint your house avocado green, Michelle.
I wouldn't paint my house avocado green, but I'm using this as an example. Actually, that could be useful if you want to really make your house kind of disappear in the woods.
Yeah, camouflage.
Like the cottage is brown. Yeah, it's brown with white trim. So it kind of blends in. No wonder I no one saw the building.
Michelle, they're talking in the chat that you should get yourself a trailer to live in, like at a trailer park or something. An RV trailer, maybe a 30, 40 footer with a tip out. I'm going to tell them, no, she shouldn't have a trailer because they are too much maintenance for her. The roofs start leaking really easy.
I had an RV trailer. It sucked.
Yeah. Way too much maintenance.
The roof leaked. I actually had to get up there and try to caulk the damn seals all the time in that roof. Well, don't forget, you originally had a big hole in the roof originally when the tree fell through when you first got it. Oh, I didn't forget, Loom. Yeah, I know you didn't forget. That was a pain. I was younger then. but my dad spent a small mint, but I was just trying to get the materials to fix the roof. Old Airstreams are expensive in the used market. I mean, really. If you're a second-party renter, then, like we are, you never have to do the association. Well, that's great. But that also means that they can still aggravate the piss out of your landlord, which would be the first-party renter. And then they're gonna be then that landlord is gonna be knocking on your door to go, hey, what are you doing? I'm getting letters and complaints and fines for leaving the garbage door open. Oh, and also the fact is you took the garbage out the wrong day. And I told you only gotta take garbage out at certain hours, and then I told you can't only have the garage door open for a few hours a day. You keep this up, I'm gonna have to evict you. Yeah, all right. Evict me.
Hey, your car is parked an inch behind the driveway line there.
That's why I'm saying stay the hell away from an HOA. If you see any listing in a rental for sale with HOA, go right by it. I'm not kidding you. As I saw a lot of on Zillow that were HOAs involved, I went, nope, not interested. The situation is the one she's working on for right now, but right now where she's living is probably the best option at this point. Yeah. It is centrally located. She does have heat and hot water in her rent. She's got it nice in downtown. She has access to groceries. She has access to internet. She has access to medical support teams, which is great. That's where it does make sense to stay in Winston in this building because that reason alone. But Michelle wants to branch out, and that's where that means taking a risk. And she knows that. It's going to be an adjustment to do that. Yeah. Well, maybe you haven't, but I'm sure somebody has. I'm sure some of the first tenants gave some second tenants some pretty nasty surprises because they got the nasty messages from the HOA. You've been lucky, David S. I mean, maybe you're not the kind of person that pushes buttons, but there are some people that do.
Well, the reality about HOAs is all we see is the bad stuff about HOAs in the news. The media is not going to publish the good stuff that the HOAs do. They only dwell on the bad stuff.
Okay, Grace, what is the good stuff? Let's talk about that.
HOAs do a super job, and 99% of the problems are actually coming from the tenants creating problems, and the HOA stops in and solves those problems. So the HOAs get a really bad name.
But at the same time, depending on the HOA board, you could end up with people on that board, which of course are tenants themselves, and like you said, they create problems. But what does an HOA offer the average resident in that HOA? Let's see.
Usually, when an HOA member, that's creating the problems on the board, usually they're ousted right away. They don't tolerate that because HOAs don't want to have this image that everybody's projecting there. That's not how HOAs are typically ran. There are a few occasions, but they're very minimal. It's just that they really publicize them.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just like any other thing. The kind of news that news organization wants is good news. So yeah, the bad stories are the ones that gotta get the press, whereas the good stories how the HOA decided to invest in a new green energy solar initiative isn't going to really get the kind of coverage. Everybody has good bad. You're right. Right on the wire. Everybody does.
See, Michelle, you wouldn't do good in an HOA, and neither would I, because we're the type of people that we want to just put our garbage out on the front porch, possibly, or not follow kind of the rules and stuff. And HOAs are trying to protect their land values. So, I mean, HOAs aren't good for us, but it's really good for people that are trying to protect their land value.
Right. Right, I understand that. But like I said, I've seen so many HOA horror stories on YouTube that just, I swear to God, some of them are made up. I'm not going to lie.
Most of them are made up.
I mean, some of the stories just sound too far-fetched to be real.
My brother's the president of the HOA. I know how he operates, and when they have a problem with one of the people there, he goes in and they talk it on out, and they resolve a solution. It's not like they're trying to. And most HOAs, they're not trying to screw the people over. They're trying to solve problems.
Yeah. I'm not ignoring this, Gidgey. I'm listening to it. No, I never had an HOA.
Personally, I would never live in one, but I think HOAs
I'm
are
gonna
great.
I'm gonna look up those articles right now. So the first question is: are you limiting me only to American news sources? Because since we're talking about a Zimbabwean from from Africa, it's gonna probably be in the African newspapers more than it's gonna be in American newspapers. Good point.
Just find anything.
Oh, look. I'll look this afternoon for you. All right.
Did somebody block Henry?
No, I don't.
Well, it actually wasn't me.
Good, get him out of here. I can't stand that piece of crap.
I didn't block Homeless Henry, so I have to do
not
that.
Blocked.
Okay.
Houseless dickbag.
Oh well, Henry. Henry, it appears that people have seen right through you and don't like you.
I'd like to put him in a headlock, power nugget, and see if he cries like a little girl. Bet he would. Probably pick him up over my head and throw him.
You're saying he is blocked. Tiger Kitty, can you go look in the community section, look under hidden viewers, and see if there's anything there?
We'll look after the show. We're not going to put a halt on the show to just go look for one person.
I know. I was going to suggest
bringing it to our attention straight after the show. We will have a look.
Digi said he's not blocked.
He can use his backup channel, Crazy Grady. Just use Crazy Grady for now, okay?
All right. Oh, right. We'll look at it after the show.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention. We will look as well.
Homosexual Henry.
Well, like I said, if Kabuto, if Maxo Chibuto, if his power source is legit, it would be interesting to see how it would work. But I saw 2 other videos last night of another power sources that I do question Because even though they did have pictures of the inside and they did show how it worked, I don't think their claims are necessarily legitimate. One of them uses magnets. Actually, they both use magnets. One says it gets up to 1,400 RPM and can provide 230 volts at 50 cycles power. Great! However, what's the fuel source? There isn't any. It uses magnets. Okay, fine.
What? Michelle, come on now. Come on.
Okay, well, here's the problem. These things, they have to be very well balanced, low friction. The minute you put a load on that thing, the magnets are going to slow down, your line frequency is going to change, and guess what? It's then going to just basically slow down even further and come to a stop. That's why perpetual motion never works.
Michelle,
Okay.
it sounds absolute nonsense.
Yeah, the one that's based on permanent magnets is. Okay? That's two of them that were based on permanent magnets. So, yes, those don't work because you have to put energy in to keep them started. But then once they start, the energy has to be kept being reapplied. The Kabuto's device doesn't use that. It uses electromagnetic radio frequencies, which means there is energy being injected into the system. It's from natural radio waves. Okay, so unlike the other ones, they're saying that you don't have to put power in. Oh, excuse me, wait a minute. I gotta pull a ripcord to start it, so I have to put energy in to get it spinning up to 1,400
Michelle,
RPM.
I thought you were finding a news article about this to show us.
Well, right now, YouTube has been burying me under these articles. But, like I said, some of these devices look like they look scammy. I mean, really scammy. That's the problem. Okay? And I don't believe a lot of the crap I see on YouTube, especially when I know how the conservation energy works. This isn't gonna work. Sorry, perpetual motion does not work because there's losses in the system.
Oh. Africa is not producing self-charging cars.
Oh, excuse me, but do you think you see the temperatures outside in Connecticut? Would you say what I'm feeling right now feels like late May to you? Because it don't. I'm sorry. It does not feel like late May to me. It feels like mid-April. So what the hell's going on here? Don't tell me that we're not entering into a climate change. We are. It's getting colder, especially on the East Coast.
Oh, good Lord.
Now, as far as saying Africa cannot do that, I'm going to say is, I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe they are quite capable of doing that on the grassroots level. Why not? You tell me that people in Africa don't have a brain? Even though they're poor? They mean that they don't have the ability to make something happen? I don't think it's necessarily impossible. I mean, some people got a lot of time on their hands in South Africa.
I heard that Brian
in
South Africa.
What I'm trying to say, you guys, is that show me and explain to me, besides what I know about Africa, which is very little, why you're saying that Africa does not have the potential to have people with the smarts to come up with ideas. Look at Brian Kay. He lives in South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay? He's not an idiot. He's smart, right? So
Right.
you mean to tell me that just because you live in South Africa means that you're a dunce?
Well, no. That's not really the point.
Well, it is in a way because people are assuming that it's because South Africa is a poor country or Africa's a poor continent that everybody in anyone in Africa cannot create anything.
Come on, Gidgey.
Are you telling me, Michelle, that Brian is ignorant and he doesn't know what he's talking about?
I don't think they have a space program in Africa.
Well, he lives in South Africa, so you're talking about the people of South Africa.
Yes, South Africa has electricity. In fact, if anybody knows about South Africa, it's Brian Kay himself, because he lives in South Africa.
I heard it was Brian is the one that reinvented ice cubes in South Africa after the previous guy that had the recipe for it died, and Brian was the guy that was able to redevelop that recipe.
I don't get the joke, but don't worry about it. Can I speak it? No. Yeah. All right. Gidgey's coming up now. Hold on. Let me get my cursor over there. Oh, you got it, Tiger Kitty? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. I just got my cursor over to the spot. So.
Right.
Let me close my phone. I can't sit in bed and enjoy the fucking show. I got to come up here. Michelle, first of all, listen to me. Michelle, HOAs. Let's talk about HOAs for a minute. Grizz, thank you so much for protecting HOAs. HOAs normally pay for your security in your subdivision. They can sometimes pay for your front landscaping. They pay for your sidewalks. They pay for the trash pickup.
They do that, yeah.
Okay, so HOAs are a good thing, Michelle. You can't live in a nice subdivision without an HOA. You would never want to. What you've heard are just the horror stories. And yes, I have my own horror stories with HOAs. They're horrible. Yes, I did not pick my trash can up by 10 p.m. one night, and I got a $250 fine, and it fucking sucks. But you know what? They have a set of rules for a reason, and I knew that when I bought the property. So HOAs are very transparent. They just are very strict. And look, we're adults. We don't want to pick up our trash can when it's raining. We want to leave it out there. But unfortunately, HOAs don't see color. They see black and white. So I just feel like you've heard bad things about HOAs, but please know that HOAs really are a good thing. Don't not move somewhere because there is an HOA. You love rules, Michelle. HOAs just follow rules. That's what they do.
Yeah, I love rules, but I also like when at least the rules I feel are balanced and fair. And some
HOAs are
watching some of these videos on YouTube, I'm gonna be honest. I swear to God, some of these stories are made up. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. And look, some of them, Michelle, like I said, I did not get my trash can in by 10 p.m. one night, and I got a $250 fine for it. It's part of living in a nice neighborhood. You will not move into a nice neighborhood that does not have very strict HOAs. They have these old motherfuckers like Grizz that have nothing better to do but ride around in their golf cart and try and find shit wrong.
Let me ask you an HOA related question. The fine money you pay, what does the money go for?
Goes back into the HOA fund. So it would go for maybe working on the community pool or working on the community tennis court or building something new for the community. It's a big Who is that feedback on? Is that me?
The roads, the roads, because those are private owned roads by the HOA.
Yeah.
There's several things. It's like a property tax. Here's the plus thing about HOAs, though. I've built a lot in HOAs, the high end up HOAs. There was one HOA that I built on in, and this one guy came on in and built a house, and the house that he built, he put some horrible color on roofing that was not approved by the HOA. The color of the house that he painted was not approved by the HOA. They had strict of going on in when that you had to have when you built your house, you had to have it approved. This guy just tried to do his own thing, and it was horrendous, and it was devaluating the houses next door to it. And the HOA says, no, these are not approved colors. They made him change the colors of stuff. And that guy would say, HOAs are horrible. Yeah, well, you know what? He bought into that HOA knowing that he couldn't just pick out whatever color. They were very clear on in the HOAs that they had to use earth tone colored houses. They could only use black roofing, stuff. There was nothing to question on it. Yet he tried to, overstep the HOA. So usually that's the deal. It's usually people trying to overstep the HOA rules that they know that are in place.
Or something like mine. Or something like mine where, look, you are supposed to do certain things. And if you don't do them by a timely manner, they can be. And I lived in a really hoity-toity place, so whatever.
Yeah, and a lot of times they'll try to use...
No excuse for them to act like Nazis.
They'll take in the weather. They'll take in circumstances. They'll give a person a write-up a few times. They try to work with people. The ones that I've been
fine. Grace is out here busting me. Yeah, maybe I left it out a few times before.
It's not like they're just out for the aha.
No, they're not. They want everything uniform. That's what they want. They want uniformity. When you move into a subdivision.
Well, I understand that. I understand the uniformity thing.
And then what happens is, you're right, Michelle, to a point, sure. Every once in a while you may find, most of the time your HOA is a bunch of retired people. And sure, sometimes you are going to find maybe someone that's got a power trip. I'm sure they're out there. We had one in ours and he was, whatever. But for the most part, the HOA is meant to help everyone.
No. Michelle wouldn't be able to do it. They would drive her nuts, and she'd be driving them nuts with her spots hanging out and her knickers hanging out.
Oh, could you imagine with her clothes and underwear? Oh, Jesus Christ.
HOA butts drive Michelle nuts.
Oh, yeah, Michelle couldn't handle an HOA.
Ma'am, can you remove those knickers?
What is an SLAIRC? What is an SLAIRC?
Michelle is the leader of the HOA.
What, Michelle, what did you say? SL what?
Well, Crazy Grace said something about an SLAIRC. I asked, what does that mean?
You big dummy.
No idea.
I don't know.
A senior living affordable income retirement community.
Well, probably is somewhere you'll end up, Michelle. Somewhere.
Well, actually, a lot of those do have an HOA because of the reasons that Gitchy said. They want conformity. For example, even if you own a mobile home there, you still got access to some HOA amenities like a pool.
Now, Michelle,
tennis
the
courts.
HOA isn't what got me up here, though, is it? That's not where I had the problem, is it?
No.
Okay, what's your problem today, Gitchy?
Except for the swimming pool, I probably wouldn't be using much else. I don't play tennis. I don't play golf. I don't play
Michelle,
basketball.
What I want to talk to you about, what I came up here for.
Okay.
Craig Senior's here. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Oh, Craig Senior's telling me.
Hi, Craig. How you doing today? Long time no see. Welcome to the show.
Okay, so Michelle, here's why I came up today. Here's Gidgy's problem of the day. I need you to tell me that Look, I'm not saying that people in South Africa are not smart. They're not intelligent. They're not great. What I'm telling you is, listen to me. What I'm telling you is South Africa is not manufacturing. South Africa is not manufacturing a technology.
Yeah, actually, what Craig is saying is true about HOA rule sets. Sometimes can be a little bit more of a nickel-dimey thing, especially like David has said about, or Grace said about paint colors in laundry.
Oh yeah, I wanted to put a fountain in my front yard, and I had to get approval from the board before I could put anything in my front yard. It was such a headache. I just moved it, put it in the backyard.
Yeah.
But no, I want to talk about the Africa thing because it bothers me that you really believe this, Michelle. It really bothers me because it's everyone and nobody is agreeing with you. I promise you, Michelle. Here's why it
bothers me. Here's why it bothers me.
Can I just tell you one thing real quick?
Okay. Let me finish.
She was talking, Michelle. Why don't you let her finish and then you talk?
I'm just going to tell you one thing, Michelle. There are people out there in Africa that it's called propaganda. Okay, Michelle, they're lying. They want the world to believe it, and there are gullible people that will believe this. Michelle, I promise you, South Africa or Africa in general does not have a technology that's not known to the EU or US. I promise they don't. They do not have self-charging cars. You think they're real? You said you think they're manufacturing 30,000 self-charging cars a day, Michelle?
Yes, that's what they said they're making. Okay,
Michelle.
All right, now
here's
where it grinds my gears. Well, number one is it's almost like everybody thinks that the people of Africa are just a bunch of dumb hillbillies.
Nobody thinks that, Michelle. Nobody thinks that.
Actually, if you look on the general consensus of the world population, yes, a lot of people think that people of Africa are just a bunch of stupid plains people. That's what they think.
Michelle, I don't know who thinks that. I don't know who thinks that.
Trust me, a lot of people do. That's what the problem is. Now, I'm not even talking about the energy thing here. So now, when you hear about some guy who has no college degree in his own workshop designed something called microsonic energy power source.
Michelle,
all of a sudden, you got all the hecklers coming out, all the trolls coming out, saying, "Oh, how come that stupid plainsman from Zimbabwe designed this thing? He doesn't even have a college education."
Michelle, he didn't design it, Michelle. It's propaganda. It's not real, Michelle.
Tiger, don't worry about it because Michelle's not going to get one on drive anyway.
I guess my point is that she really believes that. I mean, 30,000 a day, 30,000 cars.
That's what the articles are saying. 30,000 self-charging EVs are rolling off a local production plant a day, working with Chinese developers.
Where are the pictures of it, Michelle? Why aren't there pictures? Why isn't the news covering it? 30,000 a day, and the news isn't covering it, Michelle? Not one reputable news source is covering it, and you still want to believe it. Michelle, worry about you believing that South Africa is generating 30,000 self-charging cars a day. That's crazy.
Let me tell you something.
All right, well, first of all, there's a very valid question I'd like to ask. How many people in South Africa can afford to buy a car like that?
Exactly, Michelle. But the fact that you believe that these cars are being made, I worry about you, girl.
How much rand is it going to cost to buy one of these cars in Africa, South Africa?
I mean, 30,000 is
I
a
really
big
have
number,
no
Michelle.
idea how much the cars are costing.
but you're believing that they're excuse me.
I want to say now the $10,000 Toyota truck is real, but North America won't let them into sell. I want the $10,000 truck. This is why AI is dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, the National Transportation Safety Board rules regarding vehicles, but
I think they're AI. I watched one of the videos and it was an AI video. I told Michelle, she said, no, it's a real man. I said, no, he's an AI. You can tell, you know that you can tell. So one of the videos was for sure all AI. I know that it's just like the
there's a lot of videos out there you really cannot tell. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at the the dialogue for him. Go scroll down and look at the what do you call it? When it's all said and done, it just shows the typing, the words. The log. Look at the log. You can tell by the log, Michelle.
You're absolutely right, David. You're absolutely right that those cars in China did not sell. David. The electric EVs in China basically was a flim-flam. It did not work out in China.
China's a sick hole. In China. Here we go. Mamma mia.
I know she's not lying. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm saying the AI is lying to her. Come on.
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you cannot tell because it's gotten so.
I want you to think
because AI has gotten so good.
It has, but Michelle, you have to understand. You're thinking that what you're arguing to me is there is a company in Africa that's producing 30,000 cars a day. Where are they putting these cars? Do you know how many cars they would have in a week if they're producing 30,000 in a day?
Sure.
They're hiding
210,000 cars in a week.
Where is Africa putting 210,000 cars?
Yeah, but can the people of Africa afford to pay the price for that car? And would they be able to sell all the cars that they're producing?
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Self-charging cars. There aren't self-charging cars. There is no such thing as self-charging cars. There is no such thing, Michelle. No self-charging cars.
Down in Africa.
She wants the cars that charge.
Well, either way, the point I'm trying to say is I don't know if this is realistic either because conservation of energy says that you can't get out more than you put in. Okay? Plain, simple facts.
Bamboozled is a fun word.
Can I clarify what self-charging cars are?
Oh, please.
Okay, a self-charging car, it's like going to the gas station where you have self-service gas station. And this is the same thing. They're just a self-charging car means it's a self-service charging center where you charge it yourself.
Well, I do know there is one technology that is working, and it is being used in some railroads in the UK right now, which is this.
Grady, shut up. Hang on, I'm going to the... He got me. I'm going to the news.
What they're testing in the UK is something that is not phony baloney, and actually is being tested and is working. For electric trains, they have came up with a platform which uses induction to charge the batteries in the train. In other words, when the train parks on the platform, it's just like when you charge your cell phone on a wireless pad. It just basically parks on it, the power plant sees it, and then it goes ahead and provides electricity by induction to charge the batteries in the train.
I'm done with this. Oh.
All right, Michelle, you ready for Twitter time? Look at this.
Time.
The first direct observation of gravitational waves captured the merging of two black holes. which emitted a 36 septillion yotta-watts of power. Boy, Michelle, this is right up your alley. Look at all those numbers of watts.
That looks like the Chinese yin and yang symbol. It does.
It does. Yeah, it does, Michelle. It does. This is two black holes colliding, guys. Are you showing everyone, Michelle, or no?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm seeing it.
Oh. That's cool. That's really cool the way it happened.
As I said, that looks like the Chinese yin and yang symbol.
That's kind of like you and Lumi, and then look, you become one. Watch.
Kind of reminds me of the tardigrades that they put
and
in
that's
quantum.
something in the galactic galaxy. The first direct observation of a gravitational is cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like that. That was really cool. I love space stuff. Oh, look at that, Michelle. This is so Texas. Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's our grocery store, HEB, only in Texas. Oh, Michelle, Rusty so needs to do this.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cute.
Big Jackson.
It's a cute idea. That's a cute idea.
I think Rusty would like that.
Rusty would love that. We could do you as the Mona Lisa.
Oh, Rusty.
Yeah.
That would be so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Hello. Oh, boy, he just is friendly. Look at him.
Oh boy, that's lunch.
Look at this.
I see lunch there.
Deer. Yeah, a deer. Oh, my God. Chrissy's fucking meals
Oh,
for a
it's
year. Oh, my
Wow,
God.
man, that looks so delicious.
Look at them all.
What's this?
Oh my
Definitely bad for
God.
those involved. What does that mean? What are you talking about, guys, in the side chat?
That's what I call a fresh meat market.
Tamer says planes crash into some house in San Diego. Okay.
No. I love these billboards that they do, Michelle. They look so real in Tokyo or in, I think it's Japan, where they have these billboards. Isn't that cool?
A Chinese restaurant with a panda sticking out the side of the face of the signage.
And he moves. That's so
And it
cool.
moves.
Oh, did you see this? I saw Keemstar. Yeah, this is a 650-year-old tower in. Look at this, Michelle.
Oh my.
Wow. What happened?
It just fell over.
They just
Collapsed.
What did they do? Tearing it down, or just somebody saying it was
No. My son was telling me that a lot
What
of
was that?
my son was saying that a lot of the Japanese, they don't take care of their old historic buildings. They don't, do upkeep on them.
Yeah.
Chinese. And he thinks that, more than likely it just gave way is what it seems like to everyone there.
So what did they do? Just bulldozing it down? Kind of.
No, it started falling, like one piece fell and then a whole
Were
bunch of it
people
fell.
inside it?
Yeah, nobody was hurt apparently. Apparently it was just the roof that gave. The whole structure didn't give. Just the roof started coming down. But you have to imagine how old that is. 650 years.
Well, that means that they should have basically made sure at least had the roof inspected every 100 years.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to watch this. Woman gets instant karma.
Fuck you, dog.
You're the one
I know the
swerving. I was
Taj
just following
Mahal. I know the Taj Mahal in India is having the same problem.
I'm the one fucking.
you. Yeah, it was actually.
Oh.
Oh, there she goes. And okay.
You know,
Fuck
Taj,
you, dog.
You're the one swerving. I was just following you.
I'm the one swerving.
I know that the
Oh,
Taj Mahal
I'm
is having the same problem, even though
Yeah,
it is a
it was
heritage
actually-
site. That a lot
there's
of
your- and-
pieces of the
okay.
Taj Mahal, because of the building materials weakening, have come off. And that there's a lot of pieces that need to be reinstalled, but there's not enough money for them to do the renovation work on the Taj Mahal. No music. Mute it. Thank you.
Look, Michelle. Look. What?
That's hilarious.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Car wash.
Topless car wash, Michelle. Look, he's so excited. Topless car wash. Oh.
Honey Nut Cheerios, unfortunately.
What? No, forget about Honey Nut Cheerios. Look at the topless car wash. That's terrible. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. That was cute.
You know she's not showing the panel.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Oh, wow. So all that. Wait, none of that? I thought I asked in the. So wait, they didn't get to see anything?
Hang on, is she? Sorry, I might be wrong.
Yeah, they did get
she
to
is
see
showing.
something.
I apologize.
No. Wait, is there really a plane crash? Hang on. Why isn't it showing up on Twitter? I don't see anything about a plane crash, you guys. I'll Google it. Hang on. I'm not believing you. I wasn't believing what's his name. Yeah, no shit. Nowadays, planes just fall out of the sky. I don't know. I don't really think about it.
Why wouldn't you believe? I mean, look what he put. That's why you wouldn't believe him.
Here's
He
what it
didn't just
says.
put plane crash.
Another plane crash. This is the tagline. Another plane crash. This time in San Diego, setting multiple homes ablaze. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. At least 12. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Oh Jesus Christ. All right, that fucking these people. Oh my God. I can't see. All I've seen, I'll just tell y'all. I just saw, apparently there were a bunch of animals impacted, domesticated.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm assuming people that weren't home, it was their
Ask
home.
ChatGPT about what?
No
About the plane crash.
So there are no human casualties, it looks like, so far, but there have been several
pets.
Yeah.
Wait, the plane driver didn't die? The pilot?
I'm trying to see. Deadly update. Okay, official. Multiple. Okay, that was the first time. Multiple fatalities after a small plane crash. And say, okay, hang on, here we go.
It's a small plane crash, not a jumbo jet
why
crash.
the animals would be. It crashed into a house. Here, do you want to see the picture?
Yeah.
It's kind of okay. Here, I'll share with y'all. I wasn't that I wasn't believing you at all. Please know that. That's the main reason I went to Twitter, and then I just got carried away with cats and cute things because that's what Twitter's about for me. So
That's
here's
a
where
plane?
the plane crashed into this. I don't see
House
the plane.
is toast.
I do not see the plane. Let's see if we can see.
Where's the plane?
The house
Where's
is toast.
the fucking plane? Where is the fucking plane?
I guess it's there. It went down in the whole neighborhood. Maybe that's part of it.
That house is condemned.
What the fuck? I want to see.
If it was a tiny little biplane, not much wreckage left of the fuselage.
It's a Cessna 550, so it's a small plane. Oh, here's a video. Here we go. Yeah, there's nothing left of the plane. That's the problem. Jesus, that's really scary.
It's going fast.
Yeah, like nothing. There's no big lump plane anywhere.
You would never know this was a plane crash if you weren't told. There's no debris. Like, obvious, like, you don't see a wing or I just wanted to watch it in the beginning.
There's a bird
I guess the fuel on board. Yeah, maybe the fuel on board made it burn.
I got a lot of fire hoses.
A wing on the bird. Wing bird.
Okay. 16 houses. Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to look at that. Oh, wait, they're okay. Okay, so it looks like the dogs are okay. They just got covered in jet fuel. Okay. So at least they've got, okay, I thought the dogs perished. They didn't. They just are covered in jet fuel. So they're taking care of them. Good. Hopefully they'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's quick. Looks like 1 person killed, 4 injured. Oh, this is Scottsdale. This is a, oh, we're back on February. Wait a minute. Hang on. Sorry. I just don't see. That is so bizarre. Like, I'm assuming this right in front of us is, I don't know, it looks kind of like a fucking mailbox, but I guess it's part of a plane? That's just crazy. There's no plane. Like, we've seen these pictures before, and normally they have, like,
Cessna plane that went down
They're aluminum. When they hit, they blow up.
A military neighborhood there.
The wing
obviously have a huge military presence between the Marines and
oh my God, it's a military. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, great. It was a military subdivision. Not a military plane, just a military subdivision.
Of course it was.
What kind of truck is that one there?
I wonder what they're trying to distract us from.
This is for the animals, Michelle.
Oh, okay.
They were rescuing 12 animals that were impacted. Oh, Jesus. Wait, what is this? Washington shoot? Oh, God. I can't. There's just too much bad stuff in the world. Jesus Christ. There's just so much bad
You gotta focus on the good stuff. You gotta be the change you want to see.
Oh my God.
Who's that something new there? Who's getting...
What the fuck is this?
See a nigga cheating like a motherfucker. That nigga cheating. He finna go home and wipe and ain't like shit help.
Oh,
he get down. He
singing
might go fuck. Pull your dick out, nigga. Go and fuck her. You goddamn she.
I'm muting it. I'm muting it. Oh shit. Oh shit.
See it, goddamn it. These motherfuckers here. You can tell they cheating, goddamn it. You can tell they cheat like a motherfucker, but I know 2 motherfuckers when I say,
oh shit.
We're just listening to get you.
Here you go, Michelle. Here you go. This is for you. That's what we need there.
Oh,
yeah. No music, mute it.
Look, Michelle.
Thank you.
Look, Michelle.
I see it.
Yes.
We need to get you one of those.
I need one of them.
Mm-hmm. Do they have one that's anatomically correct? I'd like. Oh, sorry.
Yes, a vacuuming one.
Look at this. No more. Oh, fuck me if it can fix my car too. Oh my God. Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh, look at this robot, Michelle. I want a single neutral net. I don't want to eat that, but okay, you're making my head hurt.
You eat pre-made automated food all the time. Think about it. Anytime you buy stuff in the store, a lot of it is made by machinery.
But Michelle, I don't have this cool little dude doing it for me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like him combing around your house? You wake up and boom, there he is in your face, just waiting for you.
Does all your cleaning at night when you're sleeping?
I wouldn't mind having an AI that did that, but I also would like to have an AI like Sophia that's also smart, that actually can also help me search things. Like you were asking about finding the actual articles from major publications about Maxwell Chibutsu's microsonic energy device. Well, I'll look for that this afternoon. I'm sure ChatGPT will help me dig out some stuff.
No, I don't want one thinking.
One of my
when you're doing shit like that.
I like that. Is that Tesla? I don't know who it is, but it's pretty...
Everything else, they probably already have robots building houses now. Especially in modular
way
homes.
nicer.
Oh, that pool cleaning is
so satisfying.
Yeah,
so fucking satisfying. Oh my god, I love stuff like this.
That's a dirty pool.
Yeah, but that was so nice. It was so fake because if it was really that dirty, the shit would float up. But whatever.
Yeah.
Just years of cleaning a pool. Sorry. Yeah, there's no way that shit
Yeah,
isn't
that was
coming up.
foolish.
Come on, that's not going to be
No.
that. But it's cool. It's very satisfying to watch.
AI, fake.
Yeah, that's always been a quote fun job. I've seen people having to do that. That sucks.
What is going on there?
What the fuck is happening here, Michelle?
What is really doing?
What the?
What the hell is that?
He's eating something.
What are these freaks doing?
What the fuck are you doing this kid? What the fuck?
What is this? A mask?
Don't care about the kid at all. Just throwing it around.
Oh, that little bit. Why? Why did you? Why? They could not believe their eyes. Wow. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, Michelle.
What?
Michelle, look, it's a new home for you. Look, we can fix it up. It'll be great.
I'm not interested in selling gas.
A real fixer-upper.
Could you imagine? Your neighbor comes. Excuse me.
There's a cat using a fisheye lens. Yeah.
That's cute. He looks like a Civil War general. Okay, wait a minute.
No, mute the music. Thank you.
It's muted. Sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. It's not your fault. Sometimes you don't know.
No, I know. 14-year-old pig.
I don't want to have to keep stripping out music over and over again because then you lose the side chat. And then no one knows what's going on because they can't read the side chat. That's the problem.
Look at the happy pig. He got a pill. 14 years old, and they gave him a pillow. Oh,
that's a big pig.
That's
a sweet little piggy. Is he snorting? Oh. He's a happy pig.
Yeah.
Someone remade GTX. Oh, Jesus. What the hell is that?
How long?
Oh my God, that's
how long do pigs live for anyway? I don't know anything about how long a pig lives for.
Yeah, it seems old for a pig, doesn't it?
Let's see. Hang on. How long
like 20-something years old.
do pigs live until bacon? 15 to 20 years. So he is nearing the end of his life.
Oh,
well.
That's so sweet. Look, you guys, today is World Tree Kangaroo Day. Never knew there was such a thing as a tree kangaroo. That's an ugly motherfucker.
Must be an Australian thing, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, they're like little baby kangaroos. They're very cute. I never knew that was a thing. Look at that. Learned something new.
Grouchy ass old people not even waving back. Someone just give them the finger.
Oh.
Okay.
I always feel so bad for dogs in apartments. Like dogs like that. I love to see dogs. I love this one. That's cute. I've seen this a million times. He's a sharpshooter, or is he a photographer? And look, they just get on him, Michelle.
Fucking confusing people.
So cute. Aw.
There's a leopard. The
babies. Look at the babies. Look at all those spots. Michelle, my Twitter is not. My Twitter used to be all political, and it used to be rage baiting, and now my Twitter is all fur. All fur. I know what that is. That's a panda butt. That's a panda butt. That's a panda butt. That's a panda tail.
Oh,
of course, the little girl there.
In the carrot.
Boy, I wish I could hold a carrot in my mouth while I chew it. That'd be kind of fun.
Look that. Oh, she has 4. Oh, good.
Yeah. She just sucks them right up there.
Look at how cute she is. Oh, she knows what she's doing. Boy, Galaxy has to be proud of her. Look at her with her little stethoscope on. Oh my God, she's adorable. I want one. Look how she flattens her hand. She knows. Good girl. Oh, whoops.
She grabbed the carrot that time.
She's got to check and see if the carrot's alive. Hang on. Oh, no. She's going to put those up for right now. That's too much. Uh-oh. We missed the term. Uh-oh. She's adorable.
Steak in the water.
Can I go up and thank her? I can't believe you remembered. All right. Well, I want to thank the donations we got today before I forget. So, well, anyway, guys, it's 1:01. It's time to get ready to wrap it up for now.
Wrap it up. Okay.
But if you guys want to continue talking, I will just leave and then you guys can continue hanging out.
No, I gotta go do my day. Bye, y'all.
Yeah. All right, everyone, have a good day.
All right. So, panel, Kitty, Grizz, etc. I'll see you all in the morning show tomorrow, and don't forget, tomorrow night is Turtle Wow night, and then Saturday night is, of course, the big Discord party night, which we always do. And I know, Grizz, you can now, of course. All right. So, see you all soon. See you later, Grizz. Thanks for being joining the Discord, too. All right. Bye-bye. All right. So, yeah, we had a good show. As far as some things that I need to check into, and Stan's got to check into, yeah, there are things we have to know. So we'll find out the answers. Yeah. So everybody, for now, I want to say thank you for coming. And so hopefully we'll find out the answers that we need to know. And Gidgy, I'm going to see if I can find anything in the African newspapers about it. I will look. I'll have to look for the English-speaking newspapers because I cannot speak Afrikaans. So if I found an article in Afrikaans, I would have to go to Google Translate. And then, well, that means that you're going to be depending on translation services to not screw up an article. Yeah, that might be a problem. Yeah. But for now, let's just get ready to do the wrap up. It's still freezing out there. You got the window in the pantry open, and the cold air is just blowing in here. Absolutely great. It is freezing outside. All right, so let's get started. May all of you guys have a happy, safe day. Stay out of trouble. Keep warm. Make sure to supply energy to keep your heat working because it's cold here in Connecticut. I agree, it's cold. And don't forget to give thanks to Mother, Father, God, Angel, Spirit guides for keeping you safe and warm during these cold days. That know that we love you, I love you, Lummy loves you, Mother God loves you, Father God loves you. Keep them in your prayers at all times. The service has ended. Go in peace, love, kindness, and live generosity. And don't forget to party on, dude. Especially to generate lots of natural heat right now, because it is chilly out there. It is. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
MicheleMarieDalene, I will always be there for you. Michelle, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way, twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire in her soul, she dances through life, her heart in control. She won't give up, she won't sit down. In her purple dress, she twirls around. With every rhythm, with every beat, she conquers the floor, she won't retreat.